There's nature and the universe, but mankind, they're trying always to understand in what world do they live, what we're doing here. So we invent painting, art, we invent science, we invent languages, poetry, literature, and we invent mathematics. We invent all kinds of languages in order to understand ourselves better in the universe. And all my work has to do with that presentation of the second nature that we create. This is second nature. Mexico is a very old country, and it is very diversified. It has a lot of different crafts. For instance, this tribe called the Huicholes, they were doing their cosmology, they were presenting it with this yarn technique. And they put the sun and the moon and the deers and the peyote, which is a mushroom that they eat in order to hallucinate. I liked it very much, the texture and the coloring, so I decided that it was a very interesting technique. I decided to call one of them to help me develop together how we can use that technique into my paintings. This is created in a piece of wood, and the wood has a wax that comes from a tree called Campeche tree, which makes it very gluey, the surface. And then we get the yarn and twist the yarn so that it gets very thin as we can make it. And then you begin gluing the yarn to the wood, going through the geometric lines, and then twisting it here so that it goes this direction. And then it goes this direction, and it gives it a presence depending on how the light hits it. This looks blue, this looks another blue, and I think that's a fantastic presence of the human being that you can see is not perfect. Art it's a way of representing the world to your community. The world exists. Geometry, for instance, these are all geometric drawings. Geometry doesn't exist in nature. The right angles don't exist. Straight line doesn't exist in nature. It's created by man to organize himself in the middle of the big universe, that they have to create a language to situate themselves in space, and you construct with geometry. It's simpler to construct. It's more logical for us to construct with geometry than to construct with nature forms. In this exhibition, I wanted to represent the universe, which is a square, with the diagonals, which are four infinites. I decided that there are four infinites, and create a point in the center. And then from that point, I decided to create the sky which is around us. And then I decided, and where's the earth? And then I decided to put it in the center. And then with that structure, you can do all these structures that you see. You can play with that structure and begin making it thicker, different colors, different forms arriving, but always having as an essential consideration that structure. This, for instance, we had a lot of problems with this one, because this, we decided to make this squares little things, and then this little yarn goes all around here and all around here, and it was very difficult to do this. If you would do it in painting, it would look totally different. And then here you play with colors, because in Mexico we're a very colorful country, and I like to play with colors. People don't play anymore.